Niger's capital appears calm, with people going about business as usual, as the deadline set by West Africa's regional bloc for President Bazoum to be reinstated after the July 26th coup expired. If there are fears that with the expiration of the deadline set by the Economic Community of West African States, West Africa itself might be on the brink of regional war, there were little signs of it on the streets of Niger's capital Niamey. Already, the Economic Community of West African States has hinted that it wants diplomatic solution and wants to avoid using force to oust the military junta that has taken over Niger after the July 26th coup. The seventh coup in West and Central Africa in 3 years has rocked the entire Western Sahel region, one of the poorest in the world, but with strategic importance globally. But how did it all begin in Niger, and why are the US, France, Russia and China watching the developments so closely? On the morning of the 26th of July, Niger's Presidential Guard, a group supposed to protect the democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum, blockaded the presidential palace. Soldiers appeared on state television and announced that they had removed the president from power and taken control of the government. 2 days later, Commander of the Presidential Guard, General Abdurrahmane Tiani, addressed the nation on television proclaiming himself the leader of Niger. Bazoum supporters protested on the streets, but the junta quickly put them down. A curfew was imposed and the nation's borders were sealed. The news disturbed the Western world, particularly the US and France, which have for many years considered Niger as a reliable partner in a region otherwise marked by terrorism, violence and frequent coups. The UN suspended its humanitarian operations in Niger and aid has been halted. The UK has seized what it calls long-term development assistance. For the West, the situation in Niger is disturbing because of the country's geopolitical importance in an area with Russian influence. Analysts believe that the coup could create an opportunity for Russia and other regional actors to spread their influence in Niger. According to the junta, the coup was a response to the continuing deterioration of security in Niger. They said that the president's measures were not good enough. It is a fact that for many years, and like many countries in the region, Niger has seen growing Islamist insurgencies linked to Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State. The junta also pointed out that Niger's economy was on the brink of a collapse. However, reports showed that despite frequent military attacks, Niger has been comparatively safer than other countries in the region, with fewer deaths than Mali and Burkina Faso, both of which have seen military coups. The military takeover marks the seventh coup in West and Central Africa since 2020 and is expected to complicate Western efforts to help countries in the Sahel region fight a jihadist insurgency that has spread from Mali over the past decade. The coup will not only have a deep impact on Niger, but also on the entire region, which includes Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Chad, Mauritania, Senegal, Nigeria, Sudan and Eritrea. The entire region is ravaged by political instability and a food and climate crisis, with Niger until now an oasis of democracy. Bazoum's election in 2021 was the first democratic transition of power in a state that has witnessed 4 military coups since independence in 1960, after being colonized by France in the late 1890s. The colony of Niger was a French colonial possession covering much of the area of the modern West African state of Niger, as well as portions of Mali, Burkina Faso and Chad. Today, in the aftermath of a coup, it lies in a state of chaos with an uncertain political and democratic future.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.